Do you want me to tell it, Ish? No, you tell it better. Because
Yeah,
you know it's your point of view.
I know, but just tell them, like, how, I guess, what did you do in... Oh, you can tell them about when that one German woman told you about the Z.
Oh yeah, there was when I had to go to my gate in Frankfurt airport, the gate number was Z22, I think it was, and the woman just said Z22, and I was like, no. But then so that's why I came over here and told Brian about this Z22 incident, and Brian was like, haha, she said Z, so we are right. And then that's how we managed to come up with the, the diction of Z and Z.
Yeah, so that was where I said that we won, that I was right. Yes. And of course she was like, well, that was one German woman. One German woman, and then later on she of course wanted to reinforce that Germany, and of course in fact speaks German.
Not the alphabet's probably in German.
It's a tad different than that of English.
English. But yeah, so, and I said, because we are British English, that we are the correct one, and it's so far proven all of it to be right.
The only one that's not is in the H versus H discussion, yes. but only that. I mean, there have been many other times where, what else? Route versus route.
Yeah. Which doesn't matter, I guess.
The answer to that one is that doesn't matter.
But route sounds better.
I suppose it does, yes. Oh, and on that note, besides route, we got into a conversation of what is the difference between a road,
boulevard,
a road, a boulevard, a circle, a court, and a street.
And a drive.
And a drive as well, yes. An avenue.
Basically all
of those terms that you take for granted when you're driving around. We're not going to bore you with the details.
Just search it up on Google.
Yeah, just
if
look.
You're interested.
Yes, like spend as much as time as I did. I spent about 10 minutes on the wiki, searching the difference between a road, a street, a pavement.
We also what group nuts and things.
Oh yes, because I made a comment about nuts. Shut up. You laughed first. That of course I said nuts weren't really whatever you classified them. They weren't nuts.
Well, I just called them just nuts.
Yes, and I said technically they are legumes. And at first I said that, and for a while there I thought I was right, but then I thought about, was I thinking about beans? Only to find out I was actually right on both fronts.
Yes, they're both
legumes. Though technically, according to the wiki, they are actually dried fruits. So, in case you're wondering, they are technically fruits, but we classify them as legumes. But I'm pretty sure none of you really care about what we just said over there for the last 2 minutes. Now, after my little changing of my screensaver to now, it will turn on again in the next, if the time holds, in the next 9,990 minutes. So here's what happened on my end. Now, of course, Lorena does not have any sort of actual contact because some places don't have Wi-Fi, and of course she can't use her phone otherwise unless she wants to pay $40 a minute. Yes. In any event, I was able to track her flight, and it was told that it was going to come in at it was going to shut up. It was going to come in at.
Oh god, you're not gonna exit.
No, I'm not gonna get past the spot. It wasn't going to arrive.
Just say something. Yes, arrive.
It's going to arrive at, I believe, 40 minutes ahead of schedule. So, upon hearing that, I forgot what time it was.
But you know that, when, because I arrived on the plane 15 minutes early.
Yes.
We still had to sit in the plane for 15 minutes before we could actually get out.
Well, the thing was, what it said though that on the screen that you were supposed to arrive, I believe, at 5:40 instead. That was the new time.
Right.
But and it said that you touched down at like 5:50. That's what the plane said, or that's what all the terminal and all of them said there. So
yeah, it's about that time.
That's that's what we were told. I mean, we didn't know you actually had to wait the extra time. But in any event, what happened? Now, I'm not used to picking many people up from international travel. So, because for domestic flights, all you have to do is you wait for them to get there, you tack on another 20-30 minutes just for them to get off the plane, and then they will proceed to come through, and then you greet them with open arms, etc. and so forth.
Even though you didn't greet me with open arms.
Well, neither did you.
You just looked at me really weird.
Well, neither did you, but we'll talk. Yes.
That's weird if I just
let's save that. because we need to talk about what happened on my end. Yes, in that I didn't realize with, or I should have realized, but forgot. I was just so excited to see Lorena, unfortunately, that I didn't. My logic didn't seem to come out until I was in the middle of this. But apparently, of course, there was this thing called immigration, i.e., customs, where unfortunately, even though that yes, she may have touched down 40 minutes early, there's still, according to the woman when I went to the information booth, anywhere from an hour to 3 hours going through customs.
Yeah.
So upon hearing that, for the next, I would say, 2.5 hours, it was me pacing back and forth, checking every gate, and essentially staring at everybody who came through the other side.
Yeah, I told you what I was wearing, so yeah, too.
Oh, yes. And of course, right before she left on the plane, of course, I want to know, well, what was she wearing? So she informed me it was, and I'm paraphrasing here, but it was roughly the effect of navy blue vest thing.
Yeah.
And originally it said "and short thing," and I'm like, short thing? She's like, no, I meant shorts. Like, oh.
Yes, I forgot the S.
Yes, quite.
Black shorts.
Black shorts. So black shorts, navy blue vest thing. Not quite sure what the thing meant. In reality, I'm looking at it now. Really, what it is, she had. All she had was a blue and grey hoodie. That was it. That's all you had. A blue and grey hoodie.
Well, I did wear the vest, but then I think because I didn't want to carry it, so I wore it. Like my hoodie.
Yes. So it wasn't the same vest I was thinking of, but rather something else. But if that's the outfit you're looking for, you'd be surprised how many people that day decided to wear black shorts. Because also we want to clarify on the shorts, you were more wearing
like a quad.
More capris, is what we call them here, I think.
I didn't.
You're talking about the ones that are like they go down here, right?
Yeah,
those shorts, or were you?
Yeah, up there.
Yeah, but you don't. But the high ones that you only had in denim.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she was wearing apparently what capris here. So I didn't know what shorts she was referring to. So I kind of kept a lookout for anything over shorts. So then for 2.5 hours, it was either employees, because they wore blue shirts and black slacks, or it was a few Asian people. Unfortunately, they were way too old. Also, they were in a party. I knew she was coming alone, and of course, some were actually wrong ethnicity. But what happens is very interesting with intense study of people for 2 hours. You begin to pick up some sixth sense, if you will, in that when she finally arrived, there was a sea of people, actually, quite a good number of you. It wasn't like just you walking down that hallway. Mm-hmm. Rather, I'd say a couple dozen, I'd say. 20, 30 people.
Remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I was so tired and upset that I didn't bring anything to do. That's really what pissed me off more than anything else. So I didn't bring anything to do. Otherwise, I would have finished my grading instead of me just finishing it now.
You didn't even have anything on your phone to do.
No, I had YouTube videos, but that only goes so far, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So when she, and this is what we were saying before, when she walked down, all of a sudden, kind of like, I would say the equivalent of a dog waiting for his master to come home.
Oh.
My head kind of just poked up. I looked around. I was like, wait, is that her?
You had like this intense stare.
Yeah, oh yes, it was.
Like an unimpressed face stare at the same time.
Well, that was just me tired, yes. Eventually, no, at first I was very happy, very excited to see you. Smiles all around. Mm. I can't keep that for more than an hour.
Right.
Yeah, so by that time I'm just very exhausted and upset, and forgetting about customs. And then, however, though, as I see Lorena, and you started looking at me back the same way, though.
Well, because I was like, well, this guy looks like Brian, but then I wasn't quite sure, and then you was looking at me, so I think this is Brian, I'm just going to walk towards you, and hopefully it was you. And I walked towards, and then you kind of went, like, recognized me, and I was like, oh god, thank god you're the right person.
Yes, for about...
I was looking for a pink hat, as you were saying, but it wasn't very pink.
Yes, but she was thinking... I said I was going to be wearing as I do have a baby, like a powder pink Yankees hat.
Yes.
And I said I was going to wear my pink hat, and apparently, again, just like with her black shorts, or her navy blue vest thing, apparently pink hat is not sufficient enough. If I should have said powder pink, that might have been a little more sufficient.
Well, you thought you said
I thought it said a light or powder pink.
I was expecting like bright fluorescent kind of pink. That would be so much easier to spot.
Well, knowing that in hindsight, I probably would have worn my blue and green hat because that one is a lot more obnoxious. In any event, enough about that. But it was, it's very funny though, because I had to see a little Asian girl walk up to me. And of course, for me, with my usual, just, you know, unimpressed, angry face, I stared at her for a second. She kind of looked at me, and then I gave her the usual traditional greeting I usually give her whenever I talk to her on the phone. Marina. She just smiled, and that was it.
Yeah.
She,
and I was like, oh, you must be waiting for a very long time.
There was no... Yes, there was no, no jovial hug, no real happiness. It was, as to be expected, very awkward.
It was not awkward, I
spoke. Yes.
Spoke.
We spoke to each other, but I mean 10 minutes later, as we were walking down, we started to get more comfortable talking to each other.
Yes.
And yes, it was rather... So for her, she, of course, apologized, but she didn't need to. The good news was we didn't have to wait on baggage claim, because I guess when you go through customs, you get your bag.
Yeah.
So that's the good news there, so we didn't have to wait another, like, 20 minutes after the fact.
Yeah.
Other than I get to, you know, so then we did all that. Now, of course, the exciting, quote-unquote, funny part was when we got to my car.